By the time the last fairy lights faded across Okanagan Lake, Mara was already regretting the drive north. She had taken the shoreline road for the quiet. The city noise behind her, the black water ahead, the summer heat finally slipping into the pines. But the lake did not feel empty tonight. It felt watched. She parked at a narrow pullout above the water and sat with the engine off, listening. The reeds whispered. A loon cried somewhere far out in the dark. Then, beneath it all, came a soft sound like a hand dragging slowly along glass. Mara frowned and leaned toward the windshield. Nothing. Then the water moved. Not a wave, not a ripple. Something long and low passed under the surface, too deep to see clearly but close enough to turn the moonlight into broken silver. The shape was bigger than a log, smoother than a branch, and it did not swim like a fish. It glided with awful patience, as if the lake itself had decided to rise and look back at her. Mara's phone buzzed in her lap. Unknown number. She nearly dropped it before answering. Hello. A crackle of static. Then a voice, faint and old, as though it had traveled through miles of water to reach her. Don't turn on your headlights. Her breath caught. Who is this? No answer. Only that slow dragging sound again, now closer to the shore. Mara looked out through the windshield. In the black water, something pale surfaced for an instant, not a face, but a ridge, curved like a spine. A second shape rose beside it, smaller, then vanished beneath the rippling dark. The voice returned, thinner now. It follows light. Mara's hand flew to the keys. Her fingers shook so badly she missed the ignition twice. Behind her car, something heavy shifted in the reeds. The shoreline stones clicked together, one by one, as if a body were dragging itself up from the lake. Then the water split. Not with a splash, but with a slow, deliberate opening. A long neck, dark and wet, lifted out of Okanagan Lake and held itself above the surface. Moonlight slid over scales the color of oil. Two pale points, eyes, or something like eyes, fixed on her car with cold, impossible stillness. Mara stared, frozen so completely she forgot to breathe. The creature opened its mouth. It was not a roar she heard, but a low, trembling note that seemed to pass through the car, through her ribs, and into the bones of the hill behind her. Every pine needle on the slope shivered at once. The windows fogged from the inside with her panicked breath. Then the phone in her hand lit up again. A message appeared on the screen. Stay still. The headlights flashed on by themselves. For one blinding second, the lake turned white, and the thing by the shore was gone. In its place stood a line of wet footprints climbing the gravel toward her car. Mara screamed, threw the gear into reverse, and the tires spun over the dirt. Behind her, something struck the trunk hard enough to dent the metal. The rear window exploded inward in a spray of glass. She barely saw the shape in the mirror, long, arched, impossible, before she tore down the road into the dark. She did not stop until she reached the first lights of town. When she finally dared to look back, Okanagan Lake was invisible behind the pines. But on the rear windshield, written in damp, wavering streaks, were 4 words, "You were looking too hard."